When one ant goes missing, it was just a regular day. I was sitting around doing nothing much when I happened to notice a line of ants walking in perfect formation. Every one of them was in sync. No pushing, no wandering off. It was almost military. Then suddenly, one of them vanished. It didn't turn around. It didn't fall. It just disappeared. And right after that, everything started to fall apart. Some ants froze. Others began bumping into each other. The once perfect line turned into scattered confusion. I sat there wondering, how could the absence of just one ant affect the entire group? They don't talk. They don't call out names, but somehow they knew something was wrong. That moment sparked a question I couldn't shake. Can ants feel something like stress? And if the disappearance of one tiny ant could send the rest into disorder, are we really that different? The scent that went missing. In the world of ants, scent is everything. It's not just how they find food, it's how they communicate, navigate, and survive. Ants don't have group chats or walkie-talkies. They use pheromones, chemical trails. When one ant goes missing, it's not just a body gone, it's a signal erased. That scent it used to leave along the path, gone. And now the path feels wrong. It's like the road signs disappeared, and no one told the rest of the drivers. One ant pauses, another stops. The next one crashes right into the back. Classic traffic jam. Some ants start circling. Some turn back. Some just freeze like a browser that crashed mid-load. Scientists have tested this. They created a path, let ants walk it for a while, then erased the scent at one small section. The ants froze. No one continued. Even though the road was physically there, the invisible map was broken. And when no one takes the first step, the rest wait. The system breaks down. This isn't about fear or sadness, it's about uncertainty. And in an ant colony, uncertainty is something the system just isn't built for. Funny how familiar that sounds. The path no one dares to walk. Ants don't gamble. They don't guess. If the trail isn't there, they don't move. They don't make bold moves or say YOLO and walk ahead hoping for the best. They wait for confirmation, for someone else to say it's safe. Now imagine you're in a group of friends trying to find a burger joint in a foreign city. The one who knows the way suddenly disappears. The rest of you? Probably standing outside a 7-Eleven Googling in silence, hoping someone takes charge. Ants are basically the same, just without the Google part. In labs, when scientists erased part of a trail, ants didn't just get lost. Their behavior changed entirely. Some started avoiding paths altogether. Some lingered inside the nest. Some laid down new trails, but the scent wasn't strong enough for others to follow, so nothing happened. No trail equals no trust. No trust, no movement. Everything stalls. Researchers call this a stress cascade. It's not stress like burnout or panic attacks. It's operational stress, like when the coffee machine breaks at the office and nobody knows what to do for the rest of the day. One absence, one tiny disruption, and the whole system hesitates. Sometimes we assume we're so advanced, but in reality, we're not that far from ants. When direction disappears, when the signal's gone, some of us just stand still, waiting for something, anything, to make sense again. When the whole colony falls quiet, after the trail disappears, confusion doesn't just affect the ants outside. It starts spreading inward into the nest. A place that was always buzzing suddenly becomes strangely quiet. Ants that used to be busy carrying food now stay still. Some stop interacting entirely. Others hide away in corners like they're on some kind of unannounced personal leave. Researchers notice that when key ants go missing, the whole system slows down. It's like the entire workplace starts dragging the moment a key team member goes on vacation. No one says anything, but productivity drops anyway. And what's fascinating, no one tries to replace the missing ant. There's no backup, no promotion, no, hey, I'll cover this route today. Because in an ant system, no individual can just think for the group. It's not a flexible system. It's precise. And if a part goes missing, the whole machine stalls. If it were humans, maybe we'd reshuffle, call a meeting, assign someone new. But ants don't have HR. When someone's gone, things just stop. And that raises a question. What we call sadness or emptiness in humans, could it be something that exists in their world too, in a quieter form? Maybe the silence we ignore has always been saying something. Where collapse begins. Once the disruption reaches deep into the colony, it doesn't just stop at hesitation. Strange behaviors start showing up. Some ants dig new tunnels with no clear direction. Others wander off on their own into paths no one follows. And some begin attacking each other. This is what researchers call group breakdown. Because when central signals vanish, the behavioral glue that holds them together dissolves. Ants no longer know who's a teammate, who to follow, or even what the plan was. It sounds like a sci-fi plot where AI malfunctions and turns on itself. But this happens underground, right below your feet. People might say, come on, it's just ants. But imagine a human system, suddenly without leadership, without direction, with all communication wiped out. Who keeps walking forward? Who freezes? And who decides where we're going? Sometimes chaos doesn't come from something new. It comes from the quiet disappearance of something we thought would always be there. One ant that changed everything. Finally, researchers tried something else. They reintroduced the scent of the missing ant. Not the ant itself, just its chemical trail. Piece by piece, tiny bits of it were placed back along the old path. And just like that, the ants began to move again. The frozen groups came back to life. The aggression stopped. The system restarted, just because one familiar scent returned. There was no announcement, no instruction, just scent. And that was enough. It raises a final powerful question. If the disappearance of one ant can halt an entire system, and the return of a single trace of its presence can bring it back to life, then what about us? Maybe that one person we lost, the one we thought was just one person, was actually the thing holding the whole room together. Some people are the glue in a group. Some are the motivation we didn't realize we depended on. Some never said much, but when they're gone, everything suddenly feels a bit too quiet. Like the ants, when the signal's gone, we hesitate. We slow down. We freeze. And then we realize sometimes just one missing piece was the entire system.